All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Indie Inquiries, where each week we review Steam store pages and provide marketing advice and critique on the best way of selling your game. I'm, of course, Josh Bycer from Game Wisdom, and joining me, my co host from Nexus Games, Sharky.
Not for long.
That's
We can't for long.
So, this week we got a little interesting thing going on. We have one developer submitted game, and we're going to be taking a look at a AAA game as well. People have been asking us for a while to take a look at some of the more famous or games where they've thrown a whole lot of money at them and see how kind of the big wigs compete. And it's going to be very interesting to compare and contrast this week, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think we could have made a better compare and contrast, but we're going to see a game that is very different from what we normally cover. Not just in the fact that it's AAA, but the fact that it's Japanese and Japanese AAA. Japanese as a whole does things very, very differently.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a lot of trends in what you can see a page and you'll kind of be like, that's a Japanese page.
Yeah. So, let's begin with our submission. This is Tim Bodette's Eggcelerate, or just Eggcelerate for short. So, as always, we'll start off with the thumbnail. And I think the thumbnail is pretty nice. I like the look of it.
Yeah, I think they did really well color-wise. Just kind of empty kind of thing. I would like to have seen some, maybe barns out here or something, some traps and such down the road, maybe one or two, but you can't busy it up too much.
Yeah, like at least I would say two traps or two very fantastical elements would help out this thumbnail.
Yeah.
But the use of color I think works. The hand drawn I think helps as well. And one of the things that we say about the title that I think we should also point out too is that while it is blue on blue, the kind of black background of the text helps it stand out, so it's not completely bleeding or running into each other.
Yeah, and the other aspect is that this blue behind here is a very unsaturated blue, and this blue of the letters is a very saturated blue. And also the value of this is very light and the value of this is very dark. So even without the black outline, you'd still be able to read this text on this background. It just would be a lot harder. And, adding the black or dark gray background behind here definitely makes it way more readable.
Yeah. So here's the question. Do you think having his name on the title helps, hurts, or, is just there in terms of the grade?
I think it would either just be there or hurt. I don't think it would help.
Yeah.
I don't think, because nobody cares who Tim Burdett is. I hope I even said that right. Because, I mean, what famous games have Tim Burdett made, What games have, has he made Civilization? Is it Tim Burdett's Civilization? I mean, like, if it was, then yeah,
or Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it. I'm going to say it doesn't help it, but I think it's just there. Like, I don't think I would take points away from it. But overall, I think this is a solid page. I think there's enough here to catch your eye. But I feel like it still needs that little bit more to push it higher.
Yeah. So what do you think of a grade on this?
I'm thinking the B range. What about you?
I was thinking solid B.
Yeah, I think B is fair for it. I think with just like a little bit more, it could easily go up to maybe B plus. I don't
could
know.
Go up to A. I think I could go to A minus with a couple things.
Maybe. But I think overall, though, I think just really solid as a store page or solid thumbnail.
Yep.
So let's get to the trailer. Are you ready?
Yep. Oh, okay. And Steam wasn't ready because it wants to start in the middle.
Yeah, it always does. All right, here we go. Come on.
Sad thing is the art in the game doesn't match the
Mm-mm.
thumbnail.
For some reason, my trailer doesn't want to play.
Uh-uh.
There
Well,
we
let
go.
me stop mine and restart it. Are you got yours played?
Yes.
All right, go on mine.
And yes, that noise is going to be in this trailer a lot.
Yeah, I need to turn my volume up. The sound effect for the vehicles is not a good sound effect,
Hmm.
and it's definitely dragging the trailer down.
I think my favorite part of this trailer is at the 30-second mark.
You mean the climax?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's no real cold opening,
yeah.
and
It'd
there's
be
no
nice
call to
if
action.
yeah, it'd be nice if there was a code opening here that showed you getting wrecked by a bunch of different traps and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, like just a little like 3 second, 5 second clip of like you getting wrecked like 10 times or something like that.
Yeah. And the text that's shown, it's just very hard to focus on
Well, let's put it this way: anybody in the audience noticed that there was text during the trailer?
it.
Because I didn't the first time, and I didn't that time either. Even though I know it's in there, I still did not notice the text. And the thing is text normally stands out more than the actual game, but it did not this time.
Yeah. I like, mixing the car and the bowl like in the middle of the trailer. I think that's a really nice touch. But like the trailer, I think has decent structure to it. It's
It's
just
just
no,
missing a code opening, missing a closing,
yeah,
not a closing, a
call to
call
action.
to action. Yeah,
I mean, again, part of the challenge of grading a trailer is that it's also based on the gameplay that you have. So the gameplay is, high octane, super amazing. It's hard to make a trailer to really sell it on that.
yeah. And one thing that is not going to affect the grade, but it does affect how good your trailer is, the sound effect for your vehicles.
Hmm.
That gets so annoying and so on my nerves, and I got on Josh's nerves too. And we didn't even listen to it that long, and I can only imagine once it gets in the game and just, ugh,
Hmm.
that. I mean, it sounds cute, but it gets old real quick.
Yeah.
Quicker than the trailer gets goes past, and I
I mean,
think I think a sound effect to change would definitely help.
yeah. So, I mean, overall, it's a decent trailer. I don't know if I would give it like a super high grade.
No,
It's still missing, again, some of the basic elements of what we talk about.
the code opening and
No,
the
well,
call to action. I meant the call to action especially.
yeah. So, what are you thinking grade wise?
Uh, I don't know. C,
What was that? I didn't hear.
about a C,
Yeah. I
C
feel like
minus.
C minus C. Somewhere in there. Like, I don't think this deserves a D at all.
No,
But I can't really
definitely not a
just.
C plus either.
Yeah.
But even with that trailer grade, fact is I don't think this trailer is going to sell very many people.
Hmm. But, like, the structure is mostly there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's half there.
Hmm. Yeah. I think I'll go with a C. I feel like C is like top of the mark. I would give it.
I think I'm going with a C minus.
Okay. So the screenshots. Screenshots are like are original, but there are two big issues with them. First is that we repeat this hammer trap twice, and then the
And it was
second,
also in the trailer.
yeah, And then the second thing is that we're not seeing any other environments. The trailer shows off like a space section at like the 26-second mark. There are no screenshots here. So it's making the game look smaller than it may be.
Yeah. And I don't know what other sections, if he has any other sections besides space in this, but I didn't even really fully remember that there was a space section in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's, from what I see from the trailer and from the screenshots, I mean, it looks like you've got 2 or 3 traps and 2 different environments: the grassy area and the space area.
Yeah.
But the space area was so quick and, forgettable kind of thing that, I could easily see somebody just thinking that it doesn't have but the one environment.
Mm-hmm.
With like 2 or 3 traps, there's the hammer, there's a punching glove, there's a loop-de-loop, and bowling pins, and that's it. Although bowling pins, there's not much of a trap, but that I could see somebody easily looking at this and thinking that's all there is, because that's all I see besides that little bit of space stuff that even I forgot about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, the screenshots are original, or they appear to be original, but I think it's taking away more than it's helping.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this grade?
I don't know. I'm thinking C range.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was kind of borderlining C plus B minus, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking C minus, because there's just not enough content, here that we haven't already seen in the trailer. We've already seen the punch glove in the trailer. We already seen the hammer in the trailer. I don't know if we've seen the bowling pins in the trailer. But it's seeming like there's only 2 traps in this game. I highly doubt that's true, but based off of the trailer and screenshots, that's what it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been following the development of the game, so I don't actually know if that's all that is in there.
And I would like to see a screenshot of the actual customization, because it's mentioned in the trailer. There's nothing that's actually showing that off.
Actually, I'd rather see a GIF of that in the About This Game page, because I think that'd be a better place to show it.
Yeah, I think I'll go with a solid C for me.
I think I'm going to go with a C minus.
All right. So the About This Game section, we have some issues here. As you can see,
we mean a lot.
There's no images or GIFs.
No custom banners. Of course, that's not a requirement, but he is using blue text.
It is organized.
Does have structure here.
But for a game like this, you really want to show the craziness. And we're not showing the craziness.
Yeah. The only craziness we're showing is perfect for live streaming. Game is designed for streamer reactions, so your audience will laugh and feel your pain as you try and try again.
And like, again, each one of these sections could have used a GIF, especially the customize your ride one.
Yep.
Now the food allergy thing, I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, this is good right here.
Yeah,
I think this is the best part of this About This Game page.
But it's definitely missing a lot.
Yeah. It's basically missing everything that our next game will have, which is hype.
Yeah. So
anything to get you excited.
I'm thinking the D range. What about you?
Yeah. I'm thinking D minus.
I may go DD plus. I'm not quite sure where I would fit that. Because it has
I would say D minus, because there's nothing here to sell you on it.
Mm.
This is just blocks and blocks of text. This is information and whatnot. It's got structure, but the thing is somebody scrolls down to look at this, and then they're gone. They're not going to keep on looking at it. None of this text is basically going to get read. They will scroll down and see this and just a wall of text, and they'll be like, "Nah, I pass." Move on. They're.
I
don't think anybody's going to be sold on this.
I'll give it points for the structure, so I think I'll go just a D. But
the structure's on point for the most part, besides not having GIFs.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the title card. So we have 3 tags. Could have at least used single player.
But he's got the minimum.
Yeah. So now the problem, though, we have no contact information whatsoever.
None. No Twitters, no website, no Twitch channels,
no way
no
to get
channels.
in touch.
Nothing. And we also have developer and publisher both being a name. And that looks very unprofessional.
Yeah, so bare minimum for the genre tags, but that's about it.
And 2 of those genre tags are basically useless.
Casual and indie.
Yeah.
Like, you want to have them, but it's more to have them just as, a customary.
Trickle effect.
Yeah. So, for the title card, what are you thinking? Like, do you think, like, D-? Maybe a little less than that?
I'm thinking F+. Because the only way this page could be any worse this section could be any worse is to have less tags.
Yeah.
If you took off the racing tags, I would say this is a F-. Even with casual and indie, I would consider that basically no tags. And there were the developer's unprofessional because they're using their personal name. There's no way to get in touch with the developer. There's nothing at that point. So I think racing is where 100% of the grade is coming from.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I say F+.
All right. Yeah, I think I'll go with F+ too. So, overall, we gave the thumbnail, I think, a B. We gave the trailer, what was that, a C-, C, somewhere like that.
Yeah, which is the most important grade.
But everything else starts to drag it down.
Except for the thumbnail, which is the second most important. So overall, what are we thinking? I mean, the trailer's our main score, and it's a C-. So, the thumbnail's going to pick it up a little bit, but everything else is going to drag it down by a good bit.
Yeah, and an important point about how we review these store pages is how well do they market a game? How well do they get somebody who want to click through this and hopefully buy it? And I don't think the store page does that well enough.
Yeah. Basically, your trailer is your core grade, and then you calculate everything else onto that.
Yeah.
Whether they bring the trailer up or bring it down kind of thing. And I think everything else brings the trailer down.
Yeah.
So, and seeing how the trailer is only starting at a C-, it's not going to be a good grade.
I feel like D+ range. What about you?
I'm thinking either solid D or D-. I'm still debating.
Yeah.
I know it's not an F.
No. But I don't see it as being anywhere in the
C.
C.
Yeah. It's definitely a D in some fashion. It's either I'm trying to. What are you thinking? I mean, it's either a D-, D, or D+. It's one of those 3.
I think I'm going to give it a D. Because I don't think there's enough here to push it a D+, but I don't think there's enough bad to drop it down.
Yeah, I think I'll go for a deep, solid D.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All
And
right, so
we're going to now go to a for a completely different kind of game. We're going to switch over to our next one.